Most people think the gap between those who build real wealth and those who don't comes down to income. Make more money, build more wealth. Simple, right? Except it's not. There are people earning $200,000 a year who are one bad month away from financial disaster. And there are people earning $55,000 a year who retire early with millions in assets. The difference isn't the number on their paycheck. It's the moves they make with what they have. Today, we're breaking down 3 specific financial moves that consistently separate wealth builders from everyone else. These aren't hacks or shortcuts. They're decisions, some of which you can make today, that compound quietly over time until the gap between you and people who didn't make them becomes almost impossible to close. Let's get into it. Welcome to Global Finance Watch, where we break down the strategies, trends, and decisions that drive real financial outcomes. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We put out finance education and market analysis every week. Here's the move that separates more wealth builders from non-wealth builders than almost anything else. They start investing before it feels comfortable to do so. Most people have a version of this idea in their head. I'll start investing when I have more money, or I'll start once I pay off this debt, or I'll start once things settle down. The problem is that financially, things rarely settle down on their own. And time is the one input in wealth building that you can never buy back. Let me show you what that actually costs. 2 people, same job, same salary. Person A starts investing $300 a month at age 25. Person B waits until 35 to start, but to make up for lost time, they invest $600 a month. Both earn a 7% average annual return. At 65, Person A has roughly $1.4 million. Person B has roughly $735,000. Person B invested twice as much money every single month for 30 years and still ends up with nearly half as much. That's not a rounding error. That's the cost of waiting 10 years. This is compound interest, and it doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares about when you start. Now, the reason most people delay isn't laziness. It's that investing feels high stakes when you don't fully understand it. The market looks volatile. The options feel overwhelming. 401k, Roth IRA, index funds, ETFs, and nobody wants to make a mistake with money they actually need. Here's what wealth builders understand that most people don't. Getting started imperfectly is almost always better than waiting to get started perfectly. A $200 monthly investment in a simple S&P 500 index fund started today beats a $500 investment plan for someday every single time. The practical move: open a retirement account if you don't have one. Most employers offer a 401k, and if they match contributions, that's a guaranteed 50% or 100% return on that portion of your money before the market does anything. If you're self-employed or want something in addition to a 401k, a Roth IRA is a powerful option. You contribute after-tax dollars, and your growth is tax-free in retirement. The key behavior here isn't picking the perfect fund. It's automating consistent contributions and leaving them alone. Wealth builders don't check their portfolios every day. They set up automatic transfers and let time do the work. The second move is one that takes longer to execute, but fundamentally changes your financial ceiling. Wealth builders actively build income streams that don't depend on them showing up every day. Most people's financial life runs on a single model. They trade their time for money. They work 40 hours, they get paid. They stop working, the income stops. That works fine for covering expenses, but it has a hard limit. There are only so many hours in a day, and your earning power is capped by what someone will pay for your time. Wealthy people across almost every category, from billionaires to your neighbor who retired at 52, have income that operates while they sleep. This is what's known as passive income, though the word passive is a bit misleading because there's usually real work involved up front. A better way to think about it is decoupled income. Income that's decoupled from your active, hour-by-hour effort. There are several well-documented ways people build this. Dividend-paying stocks and funds are one of the most accessible. When you own shares in companies that pay dividends, you receive a cash payout regularly just for holding those shares. It's not dramatic when you're starting out. $500 in dividend stocks might generate $15 a year. But as your portfolio grows, it compounds. Many long-term investors end up with portfolios generating $30,000, $50,000, even $100,000 a year in dividend income alone. Real estate is another classic route. Rental properties generate monthly cash flow from tenants, while the underlying asset typically appreciates over time. REITs, real estate investment trusts, let you get exposure to real estate income without actually buying property, and they're traded on the stock exchange like a regular stock. Then there's what a lot of people overlook: building intellectual or digital assets. A course you create once, a book, a template, a piece of content that keeps getting discovered. These aren't guaranteed income streams, but they represent the same principle. Work done once that generates returns over time. The wealth-building move here isn't necessarily quitting your job to become a landlord tomorrow. It's identifying at least one income stream that you're building alongside your primary income, something that, over time, reduces how dependent you are on a single paycheck. The people who don't build wealth tend to spend every dollar they earn, sometimes well, sometimes not, but everything flows out. The people who do build wealth allocate a portion of their income to acquiring assets that throw off more income. It's a slow process at first. It becomes a very fast process later. The third move is less about a specific financial product and more about a fundamental shift in how you measure your own financial progress. And it might be the most powerful one on this list. Most people, when asked how they're doing financially, answer in terms of income. I make $90,000 a year. I got a raise. I'm making more than I've ever made. Income feels like the scoreboard because it's visible, it's regular, and it's what we're conditioned to optimize for from the moment we enter the workforce. Wealthy people measure something different: net worth. Net worth is simply what you own minus what you owe. Your assets, savings, investments, property, business equity, minus your liabilities, debt, loans, what you owe on your mortgage. That number is your actual financial position, and it's the only number that tells you whether you're actually building wealth or just earning well while staying flat. Here's why this distinction matters. Two people both earn $100,000 a year. Person A spends $95,000, has no investments, and carries $40,000 in credit card and car debt. Their net worth is negative. Person B earns the same amount, lives on $75,000, invests $25,000, and has no consumer debt. Every year, Person B's net worth grows. Every year, Person A's stays stagnant or gets worse, even with the raises. The income looked identical. The financial trajectories are completely different. When you switch to thinking in net worth, your financial decisions change automatically. You start asking different questions before a purchase. Not, can I afford this monthly payment, but does this move my net worth up or down? A car loan moves your net worth down. You're taking on a liability for a depreciating asset. A home purchase, depending on the terms and market, can move your net worth up over time. An investment account moves your net worth up by design. This is the framework Robert Kiyosaki made famous in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, with the concept of assets versus liabilities. And while the book has its critics, this core principle holds up under scrutiny. The wealthy consistently acquire assets. Most people, unintentionally, acquire liabilities while thinking they're getting ahead. Practically speaking, the move here is to actually calculate your net worth. Right now, if you haven't, add up everything you own of value: savings, investments, retirement accounts, any real estate equity, any business you own. Then subtract everything you owe: mortgage balance, car loans, student loans, credit card balances. The number you get is your starting point. Then track it. Not obsessively, quarterly is fine for most people, but track it. When your net worth becomes the scoreboard instead of your paycheck, your financial behavior starts aligning with your actual long-term goals. You'll find yourself making different choices almost without trying. So let's bring this together. The 3 moves that consistently separate people who build wealth from those who don't. First, they invest before they feel ready, because time in the market, even with small amounts, beats waiting for a perfect entry point. Second, they build income that doesn't depend entirely on their time, because the only way to escape the ceiling of trading hours for dollars is to own assets that generate returns on their own. And third, they think in net worth, not income, because income tells you what's flowing in, but net worth tells you whether you're actually getting richer. None of these moves require a high salary to start. They require a decision. And the earlier you make them, the more irreversible the advantage becomes. If you found this useful, drop a comment below with which move resonated most. And if you're just getting started with investing, check out our beginner's guide linked right here. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one.